What's up, peoples? I won't say movie because we're talking about TV today. I'll do a bit of a recap of House of Dragons episode last night, episode 5. So if you hadn't watched it yet, you might want to skip this video and come back to when you have so we can kind of talk about it and know what's going on. So spoilers abound, people. Abound. So this episode, again, spoiler alert, shut her down if you ain't seen it. Shut her down. All right. Now that everybody's been warned and we've got the spoilers out the way, last night's episode 5. See, 5. All right, we start off with, I forget her name. It's Daemon's wife, the one he don't like and always complains about. We start off with her riding through the mountainside there on a hunting trip situation, and this ominous figure shows up in the road. We all know who that is. That's Daemon himself, Targaryen. Oh snap! What's he about to do now? So he comes up, approaches her. He never says the first word. I'm telling you, this man, he's carrying this show without hardly having zip dialogue. But anyway, he approaches. She's snapping back at him, nagging and snapping back. And he just kind of does something with the horse. The horse, rears up, falls back on her. Boom, she's paralyzed. He picks up a rock and is about to finish her off until it cuts to a different scene. So, yeah, we all know what he did there. It's a bit shady. Anyway, so we got the old king, Viserys, and daughter, Rhaenyra, who is the heir apparent to the throne, the Iron Throne. They're off headed to Sir Coulson, or Lord Coulson, the Sea Snake, the guy that also has white hair, who they're trying to arrange, the king's trying to arrange Rhaenyra to marry his firstborn son, Laena, or whatever his name is. Anyway, so they're arranging that because she's got to be wed before she's able to take over. So they arrange the particulars and kind of, measure who's the alpha, so to speak, about who will take the name once, the child's born, and, this and that. Of course, it's going to be Targaryen, House of the Dragon. That's the name of this friggin' show. Anyway, so come to find out, the guy that she's supposed to be betrothed to, Rhaenyra, that is, let's just say he ain't into it. He ain't into the female situation. You know what I'm saying? His tastes go elsewhere, which is fine with Rhaenyra because she's looking at this like a business arrangement, taking Daemon's advice from the previous episode that marriage is more or less a business arrangement for the royal folks, just a kind of a title, so to speak, because you got to have it. In other words, they can get married. He can go do what he wants to do with who he wants to do. She can go do what she wants to do with who she wants to do it with. You know what I'm saying? But here comes the problem. We all know what she did from the previous episode was she kind of hooked up with old Sir Criston Cole, or whatever his name is. Her Lord Protector, bodyguard, knight in armor. So yeah, he's all beside himself and love struck and don't want that to go down, and so he, confronts her about it, and she basically says, "Look, I want that crown, I want that throne more than I want you," And I say, by all means, girl, you go and get it. Anyway, so they kind of knock that out about, and argue, and he storms off like a prima donna peacock, and goes on about business. Well, we fast forward a little bit, and Lady Alicent, which is the queen to King Viserys, which was Rhaenyra's best friend. How messed up is that? Anyway, I digress. She confronts the old knight about, she thinks that the rumor was that she hooked up with Daemon, which she kind of did, but not, Anyway, we're not going to delve into that. We're going to keep it PG. So she confronts about that. Sir Christian Cole thinks she's talking about him, and he admits to the whole thing to the Lady Queen. And so he's in a bind with that. She knows the Queen's a little ticked off and miffed. And so we fast forward to what I guess you would call in ancient times the rehearsal supper. Both wedding parties are there, all the lords and the underlings. We got everybody from the Lannister house to, you name it, they're there. It's a to-do event. And it goes pretty smooth, first of all, for the first little bit. They do their little thing. Queen's not showed up yet, though, and so the king's like, where's she at? Don't know, she ain't got here yet. She's running late. You know how women folk do. It takes them a while to get ready. Anyway, so we fast forward, and she shows up late in a green dress. Now, there's some significance to that green dress for diehard Game of Thrones fans, but I don't know because I'm not one. I just watched House of Dragons. Anyway, so she shows up in her green dress to kind of make a statement like, yo, suckers, I'm here. I know the whole scoop. What y'all know? Anyway, so they get to the other part. Oh, Daemon shows up, makes a grand entrance, as the man always does, with his swagger walking down there. He's like, yo, I'm here, suckers. Anyway, so yeah, they're dancing and having a good time, and Sir Christian Cole is over there brooding and swooning after Rhaenyra, and the other little guy's friend, male friend, is kind of jealous too, of the young prince that's dancing with Rhaenyra. And so yeah, he goes over, kind of confronts Sir Christian Cole, and is like, look, we got to protect our people and their secrets, And so I didn't really catch anything that kind of came off as aggressive or, as being a butthole-ish, if you will. I didn't really get that, but apparently Sir Christian Cole didn't like it too good. We'll get to that in a minute. So Daemon strolls down to the dance floor, finds Rhaenyra, pulls her over to the side, and is basically saying, why are you marrying this dude? He's going to bore you to tears. Pretty much what he said word for word in High Valyrian, because they always talk to each other, Daemon and Rhaenyra, in High Valyrian, right? That's just how they converse. So, and she's like, well, why don't you do something about it? Why don't you take me and to be your wife? And which is weird, but it's Game of Thrones universe. They kind of, that's their thing. Anyway, so they kind of flirting, I might say, this and that and the other, and she's kind of tempting him, and he's kind of, getting a little, trying to figure it out. Anyway, all heck breaks loose, right? Screaming, hollering, sounding the alarm, ruckus, and the cameras all over the place, and we trying to figure out what in the crap is going on. And me and my wife both screaming at the TV, show us what's going on, what is happening. Well, we finally figured it out. Sir Christian Cole is literally beating the face off of this night dude that is man friends, with the young prince that Rhaenyra is betrothed to. He's beating him down like a dog, literally. The man's face, no more. And so they finally pull everybody off, the young prince dudes, Selena or Lania or whatever his name is. He's distraught, obviously, and because this dude's dead. They pull Sir Christian Cole off. They take him out of the way, and kind of skips to basically the same night, I'm gathering, because the blood's still on the dance floor, you know what I'm saying? And so they having the wedding right there. Rhaenyra and this other little dude, the Sea Snake's son, Sir Coulson or whatever his name is, his son. So they're getting the marriage done right there. Old King falls to the floor. He's been having sicknesses and stuff, so we don't know if he's dead or not. I don't think he is, because he was in the trailer for the next episode. But anyway, Sir Christian Cole's out in the old tree where Rhaenyra always hangs out. He's about to disembowel himself, because, I mean, he's just in a funk. He's depressed, depressed mess, you know what I'm saying? So he's about ready to do the old deed with a knife, and the queen, Lady Alicent, comes out and stops him. And that's pretty much the episode right there, episode 5. So, yeah, there were no battles per se. There was a big old fist fight where the dude got his face knocked off, but there was no epic grand scale battles in this one, but there were plenty of intrigue, politics, conspiring for the throne per usual. And yeah, so we're moving right along. Next week we should make a time jump 10 years ahead, so the young actresses that were, Rhaenyra and Lady Alicent, the queen, we're going to be getting some older versions of them, which is, I don't know, I hate it when they do that with a TV show, but whatever. So yeah, episode 6 next Sunday, HBO Max, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be checking it out per usual with a recap right here.